Hi team. Today we will start the practical sessions for the SAS administration. So this is the SAS management console. SAS management console is the single point of contact for all SAS admin activities. This is the major application where we will use day-to-day basis to manage the platform. So this application has two plugins mainly. One is a environment management and application management. It is also having sub folders and search option. But in plugin section, we will use different plugins for each activity. So first authorization manager, we already discussed. Authorization manager deals with access control templates and resource management. Access control templates and resource management. This is majorly used for restricting the user to access all applications. We will decide which user to use which application. We will restrict the user to use unnecessary data or unnecessary applications. So now data library manager. This is a everything deal with libraries. So we know system libraries and custom user libraries. Yesterday we discussed what are the types of libraries. One is permanent libraries, temporary library, and pre-assigned library. Okay, this is majorly deal with libraries. And next, metadata server. This is very important. Metadata server is managing complete metadata and application contexts. So here you can see the uh, metadata server related backups and what is the current state of metadata. You can also validate the metadata server and refreshing that. Refreshing means, see, for every activity, refresh option will be there. Once you refresh the activity, all the current sessions will be erased or deleted. So that is one activity. So this is the server manager. So in server manager, we have all the server list, application server list. Sorry, I mean schedule manager. This is a server manager. See, SAS app, SAS meta. These are the server context. What are the servers we have available? So we already know the under server manager. This is a computation. This is a computation where all the computation will be happening. So here, workspace server, object spawner, workspace server will be the two services where the processing of the particular job will be happened here. So we will discuss each individual plugin in detail today, and also we will start with user manager. So user manager is major plugin. It will manage all the users, groups, and roles. So group is nothing but a collection of users. Roles is nothing but a collection of authorizations. So this is a defining authorization in particular user for a particular role. So role is nothing but we will grant the access to particular applications, some applications, and we will create that role. We will assign that role to particular group so that other users can't access that. So now we will start creating the user. So I am creating one user now. Before creating any user, for best practices, we need to verify whether user is available or not. So if user is available, suppose Anil is already there, then what you need to do is you need to give Anil 2, Anil 1, like that. So, but Anil is not there. So what we need to do is we can now go and directly create that. So I am creating user now. How we will create user is in SMC, you have user manager plugin. Once you right click on it, you will get the new user option. Now I am giving general options. Username is once you give the username, what the display name is. So job title, these are the mandatory options you need to give. What groups you need to add the user. By default, if user is there, so grid users group is there for by default. But now here it's not there. All the grid user related groups will be we need to provide. Even you can give the roles as well. We will select the users and roles. So here, if you see administration, if I am we are admins, but users not admins, right? So they don't need admin privilege, but we can as a best practice, I am creating admin user now. So once you give admin access, that user will accessible to every application, everything they can get granted. So even we will also provide SAS Studio uses Studio Reporter, Studio Report Consumer, Web Report Studio, Advanced. So like that, we need to see Visual Analytics user, SAS system services like that. By selecting the users, we can remove the groups. Oh, it's got removed everything. We can remove the groups or we can add the groups for users like this. So once we give the user list, marketing manager, I will give administration SAS admin group. Okay. Next, what we need to account section. Here it is very important. Authorization section, you don't need to say, take anything. But account section, we need to be create the user ID. So here in every organization, they have one ID. They created one ID, LDAP ID. That is the where LDAP ID will be created. They will use that ID everywhere for Outlook purpose and for Teams purpose for everywhere. So here also we will use that LDAP ID only. We need to create. We need to give here, but as a but the password we don't need to give. We just give the ID, user ID, and just click the OK. And also the authentication is a default authentication. If you are giving a database authentication, then you need to mention here that database authentication, infrastructure database server or something. So, but that is a default authentication we need to select. Okay, this is how we will create user accounts. And once it is done, here options are not visible, but due to that system, I'm adjusting this. Yeah, here see here we will click OK. Now I have created, right? So now what I have created is I have created metadata instance. So I have created user or group or role, whatever you create, one metadata instance will be created. Okay. You can just mention, anyone ask you, we need to create metadata instances for the user. You should not mention we will create user in metadata. No, you should create metadata instance. Now I will search for Anil. It will show you. So like that. So what he is, Anil SAS admin. So if you right click here, properties. If you see properties, it will open external. So like this, you need to create the user. Okay. Now we are going to create one. You are clear, right? How to create the user? Okay. This is the way we will create. Okay. You will remember, even any platform, any SaaS platform, this is the only way to create the user. And next we will create the group. So now I am creating group. Once I click on the creating group, here we need to give the group name. So here I need to give grid users. Grid users account is not there. So here what I need to see is grid user account group. Why? Because grid users have every platform. There are a lot of grid users available. So we need to make sure to organize all the grid users. We need to create one account. We will add every new user to this group. By default, they will get some credentials. They will get some access. So now I need to decide how many members to add it to this group. I am creating one group now. So some business unit, if any new business unit come to our project, they will simply ask us to create the new group, business group. So they will also ask us to assign some roles to it. So we need to be cautious about while creating group. This is a way to create the group. Okay. Now I am adding the some users to the group. Okay. He is a by default admin, but Even I will tell you, with all these usernames, you can log into this platform with all these usernames. Okay. So you can by simply just to practice purpose, I'm creating group now. So what I'm added some users, 10, suppose 5 users I have added. Now I need to go to next. Which groups and roles I need to assign to this? So this is a grid user. Grid user, what grid user should get? All the applications. What applications? BI web server users and enterprise guide analysis, all the enterprise related and job execution, they should get the job access, management console, marketing. So like that, we need to select all the groups which these are also groups and roles I am selecting. See, if you see here, these are the roles. This is a groups. So you need to, by seeing that itself, you need to comes to know, okay, this is a role, this is a group is having the members, role is having some key kind of thing. That key means it is a way to access the application. Okay, authorization is a way to access the application. Role is having key symbol. Okay, so I have selected that, and I need to give the this group id. For this group id, I need to see, remember one thing, I am creating group here. Before creating this group, I need to create one ad account for this. I need to create one account for this. I need to give that grid user one. This one also available in active directory, then only it will be possible. Okay, grid user one, I click OK. So authorization section, we don't need to do anything. Now we have created one user, we will click OK. So now what we have did, we have created one group. So that to check that, I have removed this one. Now if I search view all, it will show all the users. But I need to check the group which I have created. SAS grid users. SAS grid users. See, I just created, right? If you double click on it, it will show everything. So these are the members of the group. Even after creating also, if anyone, so keep on adding. Every day some users come for this business unit. So every day also we need to add some people. So today these 4 people ask us to add. So we will just update them to this group so that they will get access to the grid user. Whatever the groups and roles available here, all the groups and roles will be available to these 3 members. So remember one thing, if individually to assign all these groups and roles to the particular users, it is how difficult it is. It is very, very difficult. Suppose 10, 20 people came today. So we need to assign all these groups and roles for 20 people. Is it possible individually? It's not possible. So uh, to organize the permissions and roles, authorization, we will use the groups. By using the groups, we will organize them with clearly giving proper access, and we can avoid unnecessary access to the users. So that's why we will use the groups and like that. So this is the way to create the groups. So group we have created, and the group name is SAS grid users. The display name is this one. So whatever we give the display name, that will be available there. So don't get confused. So now, are you sure you want to cancel and save the changes? Yes. So now I am creating one role. Okay. See, I am selecting the new role. This is a admin account, admin role. So admin role, and this one display name is admin role. So members of this role, by creating itself, you can select all the members which are should be part of it. Okay. But even uh, we can also update later as well, all the members of the and members or groups of this role. The role is nothing but it is a just capability to assign particular user or member. Okay, once we assign the members and groups, we will go to capabilities. See, these are the applications we can select here. All the members of this group will access these applications. By default, all the applications will be available here. But to restrict the some applications, we will unselect here. If we unselect, these members should never able to access this application. So suppose one visual analytics developer came. So this part of visual analytics. So for visual analytics people, we will go and select this visual analytics. Okay, we don't use other applications only. So all the visual analytics related applications we will select. And contributing roles. And contributing roles is so already available roles which we can assign this group. So this is a analytics group. So we will select all the analytics related uh, authorization section. Under authorization, we can give some user IDs, whichever we can give, but this is not a mandatory. It will be authorization, anything. Authorization is not a mandatory, but this based on that we can add users or groups, but it is not a mandatory. Okay, up to here we have provided these things. So the capabilities also we have selected visual analytics, and these are applications. So once we select web report studio, we don't need visual analytics. Yeah. So I have selected these applications. So this group name also we will change uh, visual analytics team. So visual analytics team. So now I am creating this group. So sorry, this role, so that whenever I am adding any new user, so this the something that due to the size, actually it is 1 second. Now I have created one role here. So now I need to check the role box, and I need to see all the roles, right? So here view all should be I need to select. So once view all selected, now I need to give visual analytics. See, visual analytics uh, visual analytics team. So just now I have created, but I have not given anything. The role I have not given the description. But if you observe, other teams, other descriptions are there. Visual analytics administration, these things. But here, visual analytics team, we just created with these members. Just Anil, see, my name is there. So we are creating this, we are giving this 4 applications, visual related applications. So this team cannot able to access SAS enterprise guide and management console, SAS application infrastructure, anything. They don't get access. Even inside this one also, we can restrict which one user can able to access, which one can they do. In this application, they Hi team. Today I'm going to explain about how the SAS environment looks like, and how the infrastructure, how what applications we use to administer the SAS platform, particularly SAS grid environment. So this is the VM. So this is a live session today I'm starting. So we will practice every admin task, SAS admin tasks. So this is the VM. So virtual machine. So once we log into the virtual machine, we need to navigate to the SAS. This is a SAS. This is a SAS installation document. So these are the all the applications installed in this VM currently. These are all the SAS applications. So these are all the applications is administered by SAS Management Console. SAS Management Console is the only tool that we will use for administration purpose. So we will also parallelly open the documentation so that we can able to log in and practice the session. This is a practice environment. So that we will explore all the activities, like how we will do all the activities and what are the activity actions we will perform. So normally as we discussed it before, uh, we have the plugins available, like all the plugins, like but here it is not available. But in manage environment, under environment manager, we do have a lot of like metadata plugin and authorization plugin is mainly deal with authorization purpose, data library manager and user manager. And so this user manager particularly deal with the user section, managing all the users, groups and roles. So while searching for that, it will show by default. So if you uncheck this one, it will automatically uh, deselect all the roles. Okay, now these are the only users and groups. So based on the search criteria, we will avoid that the unnecessary content. So suppose we are searching for groups, we will check the groups only. So we will search for the groups. So like that, we will manage use this checkbox. So now I need to check the my name. So I am starting with the user management. Okay, so that you will understand. So now I am checking with the my name, but it is not showing here. So what we can do, if it is not showing the name, whenever user is onboarding, first you need to check whether the user is available in the platform or not. Then now we confirmed that user not available. So what you can do is you can right click here. So once you right click here, you will see these options: new user, group, role. So if we select here, automatically it will take us to the next steps. Okay, 1 second. Here we will use proper credentials uh, so that we will log back again and we will verify the environment. So here the option is not there so for creating, but normally we will follow the same steps for creating the users or groups or roles. So, team, so if you observe here, this is the way we will restrict the users. But if I select here, if I deselect exporting data, so user cannot export data using Visual Analytics application. Okay, by we are admin, we as admin we can enable the access for the user and we can remove the access for the user. So by default, whenever we will giving access to this application for the user, we should select all the capabilities. Okay, we should not restrict the user, but the role itself, the role meaning is to access the to manage the accessible for the user. So to manage the application access for the user. So the main intention of the main intention of this role is we need to avoid what are the unnecessary application accesses from unnecessary application accesses for the user. Okay, so these are the other ways we will manage the environment, manage the content as well. So like this we will expand that, and we will manage the application access. So once we have selected, then contributing roles, already created roles we need to select. We have selected, and these are the roles selected. So like that, so we have just now created this role. So these are already available roles. If you open this one also same. See, that role intention is the description also needed, but we have not given. The role intention is provide admin privileges to the visual analytics suite. So this is a visual analytics admin. So it will, let us see how many members of this. Only visual analytics data members. So this is another group they have created. The only group they added here. What are the capabilities they have? If you observe here, even visual analytics and visual analytics admin, they don't have full capabilities on visual analytics. If you expand here, you can see they don't have any capability of this one. They have capability of advanced. They have some of the advanced select. So if I deselect this one, manage environment or something, even they can't able to access. So we will select that one. So here I can manage the access. But as a best practice, we will give entire access. Whenever we are giving application access, we will add them to give the full access. But if we deselect anything, it will automatically show you the group or role having partial access. Okay, once it is done, so the way we will you can see here the three icons reflect the current selection and can be used to change those selections as well. And contributing roles, they have not selected anything. Under authorization section, they have, these are the default groups. These are the default groups. Once we create that, it will automatically added. We don't provide these groups. It will automatically added. So even I will show you. I have not added anything here. If you see here, it will automatically added here. I have not added anything while creating the analytics team, but we don't touch this authorization thing. But whenever we are managing this one, permission section for read metadata and write metadata, so we need to give write metadata for every user. So we need to update this activity. After creating the user, we will update that permission. Why write metadata is, if we don't give write metadata for the this group or role, they can't able to create anything, any object in the metadata. So that's why we need to give write metadata. Even if you see here, other groups also, already available groups, uh, they don't have any but normally they should give write metadata or read metadata access. Otherwise they can't able to read the metadata. If a user is not reading metadata, they can't able to access any application or anything. So this is the way we will create the users rules and groups. Any doubt here up to here, you can ask me.
Yeah, Anil, you can add one more thing. While installing default groups, SAS users and SAS public is there, right? You can also tell me.
uh okay, yeah, 1 second. While installing, the default groups will be available. Default groups are SAS admin group. SAS administrator group is a default group. Once while installation itself, it will be created automatically. And SAS users also, the group will be created. So these are the two default groups while installing the
No, no,
and
no.
public
Public
group.
and
Yeah.
SAS users.
Okay, okay, yeah, public group and SAS users, SAS users. These two are the everyone should access these two groups. Whoever can access metadata. Every people can access to this one. So then only they can able to make some create objects in the metadata, and they can make it. And SAS administration and other groups will be, we will add some admin team to the groups, and we will create later these groups. Okay, but by default is public and SAS users. Okay, good. Thank you, Mahindra. Sorry, Narendra. So this is the three activities we will use with we will do with user manager. Up to here, you have any doubt, you can ask me, or else we will go with the other activity. Okay, now we have completed that practice session for the users roles and groups. Okay, by adding some users, and we are adding removing some users, like that we have completed. Now reviewing the components, checking the status of SAS servers, and monitoring the SAS platform. So now to monitor and check the status of the SAS environment, which server status? Now I am talking about server status. Which plugin we will use? Ajay, can you tell me which plugin we will use for monitoring server status?
Metadata server for user applications.
Okay,
Status.
metadata manager and
Compute server.
yes, good. Metadata server is metadata manager plugin available here. So, and server manager is server manager available here. So, so to check the status of this metadata, we will just verify the validate. The validate option is available. So for each and every service, we have validate or verify option is available. Based on that, we will verify the services. So whether it is running or how it is, like that, we will check the status of each SAS server. So here,
Expand the SAS app, SAS meta.
one second. Yeah, now
Now
here,
right click. Yes,
yeah,
yes. Validate.
here validation is successful. Like that, for each service, for each application, we need to validate here. See, validation successful. Validation successful means it is running perfectly. If it is not running perfectly, see, if you click here, it is not showing validate. Now you need to expand further. Data step batch server. Here also not available, but some of the applications we don't have. Most of the one we have validation option, so we can. This is the way we will validate the each platform, each server, and we will verify whether the server is any issue. Validation successful, then only the application is showing up and running. So the way we will use this one. Okay, this is the monitor. This is the way to monitor the SAS servers. Anil, Swami, can you go mute? This loud voice is coming.
పోయేటప్పుడు చేయించుకుని వెళ్దాం తొలి యువతలు ఆపేసి లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ ఆపేసి
Yeah, expand SAS meta. SAS app once.
One minute.
We can see resume, pause, and stop and start. You can see in that. I couldn't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
here. Why?
No. For metadata, we can see, Narendra. See here, stop, offline, read only, offline, administration. See, whenever we stop the metadata, entire services will go. So I will just stop this one. So see, this one entire services will gone. Now what we need to do is metadata manager, refresh. We will log out the connection and we will log in. So here, Ahmad, student 1. Sorry, this one we need to select. Application could not, no server is available.
Yeah, do one thing. Go to services once.
Yeah, 1 second. Now
Windows
we need
services.
to. No, we have opened the Linux server. So now we have stopped the services using once we stop the metadata, entire services will goes down. So now we will verify. Okay. User ID, password. Eric.
Metadata server in the stop set, so we cannot able to connect the SMC.
Yeah.
Now you can go to Windows services and you can start the metadata service.
Yeah. Now what you can go is Windows services. 1 second.
Not here. Go for search. MSC.services. You can open Windows search. Windows search. MSC.services.
Yes.
You can
Application.
type search SAS.
Yeah. All the applications are running fine actually. Remote service only not running. We will verify metadata server also. PC file server, secondary logon, deployment agent. What I can do is I will reconnect this session so that it will automatically start everything. Oh, it's not. It is in the same state. No, sir. I think that we have stopped some metadata, right? So once we stop metadata, every service will goes down. So I think we need to bring up that metadata. So by connecting to putty, once we connect to the putty, we need to give the metadata server. This is the metadata server name. So this is the another way to uh, start connecting to the server and starting the services. Student 1 access denied. Student 1. SAS app demo. What? See here. SAS at dw.demo. Username is SAS and password is demo. Yes. So we have logged into the server. So here, if you observe, this is a Unix system where we will manage all the SAS services. So we stopped metadata server, right? So now we need to go to the OPT and we need to verify SAS platform installation directory. So now, if you go to the SAS home, this is a by default installation directory. So under installation directory, you will also verify the metadata related information. Here, see, SAS metadata. One second, we will go back.
SAS config L1, L1.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I need to go to config lev1. So here,
Yes.
object spawner is there, meta, this is a directory, SAS.servers. So, but this is a SAS.server is a, it's not a, it is a executable file.
That one only. You can open that one.
I'm just checking the status.
Status.
Yeah, everything is not up and running. So metadata server is not up.
Metadata not up.
See, if you observe, Ajay, this is a very learning session for you. All are showing up actually, except metadata server.
Server is not up.
If you see, but everything is up. So if you use the script, it is not good, right? We need to bring up only metadata server. Why? Because everything is up and running here except metadata. Now what we need to do is we need to go to SAS meta to get the SAS script, metadata script. To metadata only we need to bring up now individually. So for that, SAS metadata server, metadata server.sh. The script name is metadata server.sh. You need to be very fast with the Linux commands. See, metadata server.sh. This is a script we need to use. Once I give the script and I just give the status. See, server appears to be stopped. It is not listening the port. Just I am giving the status. So what I will give is I will start. The service is starting now. Okay. Again, once it is started, I will check the status. This is the best practice. Okay. Now the service is running and listening the port 8561. Okay. These are the way to check the status. Once it is done, I need to go to 2 step back. Why? Because in level 1, the script will be there, SAS.servers. So now I need to execute the SAS.server script so that if you see status, see metadata server, before it was not up and running, now it is running. Instead of even I to bring up and bring down, I can use SAS.server script. But here in this instance, I have stopped metadata server somehow unexpectedly. But I will use only the metadata script to bring up the server. Like that, if you stop any of the service alone, if any of the service is not up and running, you need to use that service script alone, not SAS.server. Okay, that's why only individual scripts are very important. Now we will go and use the this one. Now it will work.
The admin password is not worked in Linux.
Linux actually that SAS account password is working. This is the installer account. Ahmad is not installer. It is a SAS is a installer.
But while you are connecting SAS ADM, the speed up is not that one, right? Through connecting to SMC.
Yeah, SMC I am using.
Is admin is externally or internally user?
Is a external user.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, now I have connected to the SAS management console. So now where I was before was metadata server. So metadata server, once you click on it, once you stop it, where it was stopped? It was stopped in the SAS servers. In the Linux servers, it was stopped. Okay. Once we stopped here, I have stopped here. It was went to stopped there. So even though if you pass here also offline, everything will be offline. Then you will use SAS ADM at SAS PW account only to connect to this one. So if you refresh this, entire will be gone. Everything will sessions will be gone. So this is a way to validate the entire platform. Sometimes metadata is not running properly, or it is not bringing up, even though here also the metadata got corrupted. So then what we can do is we can repair metadata by using this one. Metadata will be passed in administrator mode to run analysis and repair tools. So this option will repair the metadata, but now we don't need. But whenever you can't bring up the metadata, we will just use this analysis and repair metadata option. So we will use this import and export metadata while migrating the users, while migrating the user objects and groups, roles, everything. So export metadata, if you export it, no export, see, we need to decide which one we need to export. See here, first we need to do create packages, export SAS package. Once we create the package, then we can export using the export and import utilities. This is a way to migrate the content. Okay, so the repository, register repository, register creating new repository. I will discuss about metadata repositories later. So metadata server is very important. So that's why only today metadata. Unknowingly, I stopped metadata. So that you came to know how we need to bring up the metadata even from the server end. Okay, this is a way to bring up the metadata server. So this is about metadata server and validating the SAS services. So this is the process. So once you click on open in the metadata, so the refresh will be, all connections will be gone. So some servers you will get validate option. Once validation is successful, the service is running up and running fine. Okay, this is the way you need to monitor the services every day. Every day, and this is the metadata manager. Okay, this is about we have discussed the three plugins now. One is user manager, under one is user manager, one is a metadata server manager, and metadata manager. Now we will discuss metadata utilities. And metadata utilities, there is a backup. If you see, the backup option is available here. Now every day 1 a.m. in the system time, someone taken ad hoc backup here. That one is ad hoc backup. So that is recover from this backup, but we don't need that one. So uh, like that. So to remove the backup also, it is we can remove them. But I'm explaining you to take the backup now. Okay. See, run the backup now. If you refresh here, run the backup now. The backup history, comment for the backup name I need to give. But for best practice, what I need to give is the backup metadata, today's date. Today date is 24-10-2024. So the backup completed without errors. Just now I have taken the backup. So who has taken the backup using? But whenever you are taking backup, you need to log into the SAS admin account. You should not log in with the individual user account. Okay. So now I need to restore from this. So I need to recover from this because the backup is offline, not available. So, but the backup is by default available only 7 days after by default. But if we want to extend, we can also extend up to by our wish, like that is backup configuration. See, number of days, how many number of days to retain the backups. Retain the backup is how many days we want to prefer. Each environment, 30 days is fine. After 30 days, backup will gone automatically. Each backup will 30 MB will consume. So storing the backup longer days will also take more memory and hard disk. So that's why we will keep the days very less by default. So how you will update the number of days for the configuration? So once you come to backup configuration in the server utilities, metadata utilities, so backup configuration, then you can adjust the number of days for the user, number of days for the backup. So backup is gone. Now I need to recover from this backup. So once you click on properties, it will show the all the successful or unsuccessful everything. So repositories, how many repositories it has taken. So foundation repository is a by default repository. These are the custom repositories. So everything is good. Now you can recover from this backup. So comment this history is a 24th backup. Comment passing, like this one is okay. Roll forward, reorganize, recover, also recover setting configuration file. Now 24th date. Click OK. Running metadata server recover. So metadata, see, completed without any option. So metadata will be recovered. Backup recovery happened. So now again it will take backup. So I have recovered. Once you recover, it will show you the recovery is done here. So whatever I have updates in this period, it will be gone. Again, it will take backup. Why it will take backup is, from now this time onwards, if you take any updates, it will store this, right? So from here you can restore. So this is the way to recover backup and to take the ad hoc backup. Okay, but by default daily 1 a.m. it will save the backup. So this is the one way managing the metadata server. So this is a active server. Under active server you will see all the repositories. Repositories are by default there are foundation repository, custom repository, project repository. Project repositories are the individual user repositories. Foundation repository is a system repository. Okay, this is about the metadata server. Okay, we will stop here today.
And yeah, okay, stop.